This is another limited edition model from WSI Models, and it's in the colours of the Dutch company Haegens. The model is a Liebherr crane mounted on a truck chassis, and the chassis is a Volvo and the crane is the LTF 1060, and that means it's a 60 tonner. The model is factory sealed and there's some intricate little cutting to cut out the tape correctly. But once that's done, we don't muck about anymore, we just take off the lid, and as we do so we realise the model's upside down. So with a sheepish look on the face, we turn it the right way up, and then we can see the model and its parts sitting in the tray. This model first appeared in 2010 and we've seen it in a number of different colours. So if you want to see more about it, check out some of the other reviews. There are no instructions with it, but the only thing we need to do to get the model ready for the road is to load up the counterweight and then add on the fly jib. The model is reeved out of the box, so that makes things a little bit easier. But positioning the jib is a little bit tricky, and when it's in place we need to insert a steel pin to keep it there. Cranes Etc. has made over 1,000 reviews and reports, so if you like what we do, please support us and help us continue by making a pledge via Patreon. The link is on the screen and in the video description, and in return for your support you can get various rewards including news, early access, discounts and other benefits, and know that your support will keep us going. The chassis is typically very well detailed, just like any WSI truck model, and that includes tiny hoses. And at the front there's an exhaust and other stuff. It's the smaller details that make this such a nice model, including door handles and exhaust, and even hoses on the outrigger joint. There's a coloured top for the water tank, and there are wheel chocks and plenty of very tiny graphics. The blue hubs give the wheels a smart look, and there's a fuel cap on the crane body. The model is based on a real crane in the Haegens fleet, so it has the right number plate. And overall the model is a very good copy of the real crane, although there are some differences. It is a very good looking model and the Haegens name appears on the alternate boom sections. And the overall effect of the paint scheme is very good. The fly jib is the standard lattice version, although the real crane just seems to have the solid section. The chassis has linked steering at the front, but it can only achieve a moderate angle of turn. The axles also have sprung suspension. The outrigger pistons can't be posed fully retracted, so that's a bit of a modelling compromise. But the beams do fold out well, and you can extend them to get the reach that you want. One nice touch on these outrigger pads is that you can move them from the travel position to the working position, and then with huge, giant 50 times bigger fingers and thumbs, you can insert a pin to lock the pad into the operating position. So you can see this is intricate model engineering, and you can also rest the pads on plastic spreader plates, and if you extend the pistons enough, the model will be held wheels free. And overall the outriggers have got good geometry. Raising the boom is easy enough, and perhaps it's a bit too easy, and we'll see that in a moment. And once it's up we can take the counterweight and clip it on at the back. Normally the crane would turn around and attach its own counterweight, but you can't replicate that on the model. So we'll do the next best thing and use the giant hand cranes to give a hand. We mentioned the boom ram earlier, and one issue is that it is a bit too loose. You can pin it at the maximum angle, but anything less than that and the ram is too loose to hold the boom up. And in fact, if you left your boom up overnight, you might find it sagging in the morning. As you would expect, the Volvo cab does tilt and there's a Volvo engine underneath, and with a bit of care you can get the cab to stay tilted. The thread used on this model is not really the best because it's too prone to twisting, so the model doesn't look quite right when it's posed without any load on. But if you do add the Liebherr branded weight that's included with the model, it then straightens out and looks good. Extending the telescopic boom works in the normal way. And the good thing on this model is that all of the sections have a realistic thickness. There is also enough friction in the system so you can pose the sections without them telescoping back on themselves. And the other crane function is the winch, and that works well enough. A key operates it, and there's enough friction in the drum to be able to hold a decent load. This is a very detailed crane model from WSI Models, and there's no doubt that in the blue Haegens colour scheme it looks great. In terms of functionality, the model is beginning to show its age a little, and it would be nice if some of the model engineering could be brought up to date. Overall though, it's a nice model which is very good.